Now to IT-Mate now. The man accused of shooting and killing the mother of his child has been charged with murder.
Police say Orlando Mitchell shot and killed Crystal Walton while she was dropping her child off to daycare. IT-Mate's Jasmine Miner is finding these kinds of cases are happening more and more.
Documents tell us that Orlando Mitchell was caught on body cam video admitting to shooting and killing Crystal Walton, and it also reveals really the disturbing details of that day. But I'm also learning that the red flags seen throughout this case is more common than you think.
He blatantly said it to police.
A history of strangulation indicates that this person is 750% more likely to be killed by their partner, and specifically to be killed by a firearm.
That's just for starters. Add in a pregnancy or a gun in the home, and that risk factor skyrockets even more.
We see that system had failed her and very clearly had created some barriers, had created some additional risk.
Karen Burton works for the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence and Homicide Reduction. She says there were 77 domestic violence-related deaths in Indiana just this past year, and that number is underreported.
We saw a 180% increase in our domestic violence homicides from 2020 to 2021.
Documents show Mitchell had a restraining order against him and was no longer allowed at the daycare where police say he shot and killed Crystal Walton. Documents also show about 3 hours later, an Indigo bus driver called 911 because Mitchell had admitting to killing his girlfriend. Once police found him, they say he was holding a rifle. Refusing to drop it, 2 officers opened fire, striking Mitchell in the leg. So with all the red flags and a history detailing Crystal's attempt for help with also a protective order in place.
So how does this happen?
As I said, these are outliers, and ultimately the blame rests with the person who killed her.
Regardless, Burton says the system still needs to do better. She says there's a criminal statute called Mandate to Prevent Further Violence, essentially taking away a person's access to guns. Except
there's no follow through. There's nobody that says, hey, you have this order. You've had this order for 30 days. Now we need to make sure you've turned in these firearms.
It's one of the many things Burton is working to change.
We will do our best to work with you. We will try to make sure that we make the system work as much as it can for you.
In addition to murder, Orlando Mitchell is being charged with invasion of privacy and unlawful possession of a firearm by a domestic batterer. Now, his initial hearing is set for tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm Jasmine Miner for Wish TV, IT-Mate.